that, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Before we get started, let's go ahead and do a little bit of cleaning house. All right. Yes, sir. Make sure we good. All right. Audio sounds good. So let's go ahead and jump on into the video. So today's video is going to be about men sleeping with the enemy. But before we get into that video, I actually seen something else. Y'all know I prefer to look at both sides of the spectrum, right? Because I think that when you're one-sided, it don't really make for a good argument. So, or a good debate. I'm gonna be going back and forth with myself, but Anton Daniels put out a video about men sleeping with the enemy. He also, about 3 months ago, put out a video pretty much almost the opposite, right? When women are sleeping with the wrong men. All right. So we're gonna get into this video first, and then we'll get into the rest of the video.
Of a love language. And why when I see guys sit here and tell you what their
Wait, you said something about love language?
of a love language, and why when I see guys sit here and tell you what their love language is, I be thinking to myself, what a fool. What a fool. What a mother effing fool. I'm trying not to cuss. God bless me for my effort. Multiply my results. Multiply my results, Lord. Bless me for my effort. Multiply my results. That's my prayer in the morning. Bless me for my effort. Multiply my results, because ain't nobody fooled, not even you. You holding on to it, understanding that you getting finessed before you even got in the bed with that dude. You knew what it was. You knew you was going to get kicked out. You was hoping that he was going to lay up with you, but he had post-nut clarity, and he said, listen, baby girl, I got somewhere to be. He ain't got nowhere to be. He about to take a nap, but he need to get you up out of there. So he told you that he has something to do before he busts you down, so that you understood that you had to leave and it wouldn't feel as bad when he was kicking you out in the morning. That's the truth. It don't.
I got some beef. I got some beef with this. Now, the other video that I was watching, it took him about 5 minutes to get into it, but as soon as you click on this mug, he going ham. But I respect it, though. I respect it. Let him cook. Let him cook. He's speaking facts.
Get no realer than that. The finesse is, man, I ain't got a lot of time. I got to get out of here. But you so infatuated with the idea of him, understanding that what it was is already what it's going to be. And so he told you that, prefacing what he was about to do to you, so he can already hit the play and get you up out of there. It wasn't that he wanted to kick you out. It was that he already knew what it was going to be, and he knew that it was just a moment. And so he prefaced it by saying, man, I ain't really got enough time. I only got 20 minutes. I got to get up out of here. And so you opened your mouth. You gave him that Gawk 3000. He bust you down, and you thought that you was going to still lay there and that he was going to change the pretend plan that he already gave you in order to get you out of there in the first.
Pause. Now, this is my first time watching this clip, but I actually posted something on Facebook today saying something similar to this particular topic. Not this is exactly what he's saying, but something to this particular topic. I was like, it's so weird, right? You see a lot of women, a lot of people, especially on my Facebook, on my timeline or whatever, about them talking about, being celibate, not giving in, wasting their time with F boys this, F boys that, or whatever. And the next thing they posting pictures of the same guy that played their homegirl. Like, y'all sleeping around with the same exact guy. Like, this is no cap, man. No shade to the people in Rock Hill. I know Rock Hill is small, but what in the flip? And they going back and forth with each other on social media about it. I'm just like, yo, wow. Dude ain't got nobody's job, no ambition. Man, I don't even know if the dude even got a car. He's literally driving his girl. Well, I don't know if we want to call it his girl, because he ain't even claiming her. You go on his doggone page, he's single as a Pringle, man. I don't get it though. I don't understand why in the world certain people subject themselves to those type of guys where they already know what it is. Most of the time, these guys are putting this stuff on social media, and they literally sitting there flirting with other women in these chicks' faces. I don't get it, man. So you chose to be celibate for a year and a half, just to go and get bust down by the same dude that was messing with your friend.
Place because you knew that you know that he's lying to you. You know that he has nowhere to be. You know that at that time of night, nothing is open but the devil, and he already at the crib. But he gonna say, man, I ain't got a lot of time, man. He been prepping you all day. He been hitting you with this line all day. And so the time that you arrived at the cut, when he bust you down, and then he was like, man, I gotta get up out of here. He started looking for his pants. Man, listen.
Hey, I want somebody comment down below. Ladies, comment. Have y'all ever done that to y'all? Be honest, man. Be honest. Dudes, y'all comment down below too, man. Have y'all ever done that to somebody?
We gotta go because I had something to do. That was the finesse. And you knew that it was the finesse before he finessed you, but it was so easy to get you up out of that box. And then it's gonna be some other sad sucker. And I'm so disappointed in you, black woman. And obviously this ain't for everybody. So if the shoe fit, wear it. But I'm so disappointed in you, black woman. I'm so disappointed that you the ones that continue to stand in front of the clinics, but you keep on telling us how smart you are, how much more advanced you are than us, how much greater you are than us, how much more educated you are than us, how much more your brain develops fully before us, and how you are so smart, but you so dumb. You so dumb.
AI makes six-figure per month funnels.
I was honestly thinking that this was going to be the other side. I thought he was going to be somewhat on the women's side, but this is turning out to be almost the same as that last video, man. I was hoping to get, a different side of things before I brought in the next video. I'll start looking at these videos before I start to bring them up to y'all. My bad, my fault.
Dumb as ever, dumb as a box of rocks every single day. Listen, my office is right downtown. I travel city to city, state to state. I just got back from Tampa? I just got back from Tampa. I seen some of the most beautiful girls in the world. And you know what I was thinking to myself?
I appreciate the likes, man. I didn't
seeing what was happening out here in these streets.
Dumb.
Prettiest girl in the world, dumb as a box of rocks. You can't be
that. It was. I remember we had one like that at our school. Just the lights on.
That dumb.
Nobody's home.
Black woman, mother of the earth, queen of the universe, till kingdom come, thy will be done. If God is a black woman, then how come all of the ones on the earth is so dumb?
God, he going ham, man.
Riddle me that. If God is a black woman, then how come all of the...
You know what? We're going to go ahead and go on to the next one, because I was really thinking that this was going to be a little bit different. I thought this was going to be, again, just speaking to the female side of things or whatnot. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take that off of screen real quick and switch up to the next. So again, the title of this video was "Most Men Are Sleeping with the Enemy." And again, it's a 20-minute video, and it take him about 5 minutes before he really get into it. So we're gonna go ahead and fast forward most of the video, man, until we get to about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna let them cook, and then we'll chime in from there. Really? All right, stream, y'all. Let me tell you something, boy. They done paid an awful lot for doggone advertising. Every time you turn around, this doggone commercial popping up with this lady with this what's his name? God, I forgot what that guy, that Elvis Presley do. Let it go, man.
Say, listen, either you're married or you're single. Ain't no in between. Ain't no such thing as a relationship. Either you in or you out. Either you're married or you're not. Either you successful or you're not. Either you're rich or you're poor. Either you my enemy or you my friend. Which one is it? Oh my God. Look at sis. I'm gonna take some time out to read that super chat specifically. Give me a second, sis. Let me cook for a minute. You such a blessing. You such a blessing. Either you're in or you out. Where do you stand? Either you a chaser or you looking to become a chaser, but it ain't no in between. I know chasers, I know bag chasers. I've been coaching some people, I've been hanging out with some people. Some of y'all have been rocking with me since I've started this thing, since before this channel ever even started. And we was over there rocking out on it. Matter of fact, I'll go so far as to say it's okay if you decide that you don't even want to go to the family function.
My bad. I went too
You
far.
gonna see at the dinner table, or you gonna feel obligated to go over to and have a conversation with, or you feel as though this tradition is just a part of what your family doing, so you're gonna feel obligated to go over there and try to be nice, or they gonna try to emasculate you and they gonna try to make sure and minimize your successes. Then they gonna say, hey, you the same old dude. Hey, remember when you did this? They gonna bring up your past. They're going to bring up your past. It's okay for you not to even entertain it. Matter of fact, I'll go so far as to say it's okay if you decide that you don't even want to go to the family function. If you don't want to spend the holidays with those people because you're going in a completely different
I'm tripping on it on those people.
direction, that is great. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to say it's okay. I'm going to say stay on the pathway to whatever success is supposed to mean for you, because somebody in the enemy is trying to throw you off your path. And they can very well use the people that are closest to you to do so. They still going to try to hold you to the same standards that you was at in 2005, 2006. Hey, man, I remember.
And just to speak to that bit, like even when I go back home, there are plenty of people that grew up with me that still tried to put me in a certain light or whatever. Now listen, I'm not too far removed. If I have to resort back to certain things or whatever to make sure that I protect myself, then I'm going to do it what's necessary. But that does not mean that I still operate like that 90 to 95% of the time. All right.
Remember when you was broke? How you want me to respond to that? Me too. Meet me where I'm at, not where it is that you want me to be. Meet me where I'm at, not where it is that you want me to be. I ain't broke no more.
what the hell? I want to know, where's that doggone sound coming from? Do he got like a little sound bite thing over there, or is that an actual bell?
I ain't broke no more. They want to take you back to the past in order to make themselves feel good. That's your enemy. You call them family just because y'all was born in the same circle or y'all got the same bloodline. That ain't your blood. That ain't your family. That's why it's so easy for me to not align myself with people just based off of the color of their skin, but the content of their character, because my family are the people that's going in the direction that I'm going. And it don't make you a bad person, but it does make you my enemy. It does, because it's only two choices. It's win or lose. The problem with society today.
I agree with that. I do agree. I think that in life you have winners and you have losers. I don't think that there's like anything in between. Either you're gonna win in life or you're gonna lose. You're gonna basically be one of those people that walk around with your doggone head down or whatever, or you're gonna get up, you're gonna fight, and you're gonna grind, and you're gonna do the things that you need to do. Like the people that are constantly complaining about life, I look at those people as the losers. Those are the people that when they look at their life, most of the time they fail, or they try to find and pick reasons as to why they are where they are. And most of those people, you look at them 5-10 years down the line, and they are still stuck in the same places they were 5 or 10 years ago because their mindset has not changed. If you have a winner's mentality, I don't know what it is. I don't know if that's just how the universe works or whatever, but anything that you want to do, you want to accomplish in life, it just somehow happens. Of course, you're putting in the time, you're putting in the work, you're putting in the effort. You're not looking for a reason to run in the Victim Olympics, but you actually out there getting it. You're setting up, you're planning, you're linking up with other people that have the same type of mindset that you have or something similar, and y'all win. And the losers, they continue to surround themselves with other losers. And losers are never going to be comfortable around winners, people that are winning in life. Again, I don't know what it is, but it's just something about the universe. Those people that want to continue to run in the Victim Olympics, they will find a way, or life will find a way to make sure that some distance is created in between the both of y'all. It never fails. But people that are successful and everything, for some reason, they always stay in contact with each other, always link back up, no matter what. Like I don't know what it is about the energy. I don't know, but they somehow always find each other.
Is that there's too many participation trophies.
Yeah.
The problem with society today is that there's too many participation trophies. Everybody just want to be included, but don't nobody want to actually do the work. Don't let people diminish your value. Don't let people slow you down. Listen. I know that there are people.
I'm like this. If you're in my way, I'm running through you. And I've actually been that way since day one. Like, seriously. I'm running through you. If you're in my way, I'm trying to get to somewhere, and you, especially if you're facing me. Now, if you turned around or whatever, then I'll move around you. But if you know that you're in my way and you're trying to do things, I'm going to run through your butt, and I'm not gonna think twice about it.
Every single day that's looking to eat. They looking to take me down. If they could take my place and then take everything that I've been able to build, if they could take your place and take everything, if they could take your husband, if they could take your wife, if they could take your lifestyle, if they could take your car, if they could take your kids, they would.
I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, right? I was in the gym the other day. If this is when he talk about like beware of your enemy. It could be somebody. He said, "Who is he?" It could be somebody that you know. It could be somebody that you don't know. It could just be a random person. I'm in the gym the other day, and I'm running. I'm exercising. Getting after it, working out or whatever. And I continue to see somebody cutting their eye over there while I was working out or whatever. Just like, just ignore them. Keep doing what you're doing. Like I always do when I'm in the weight room, when I'm in the gym, I'm in my own little world. There are times when I take my headphones off and I kind of look around or whatever to see what's going on. Like I'm still aware of my surroundings, but the people that may seem harmless, but they're trying to give attention and they're trying to let it be known. Like those are the people that I ignore. But anyway, so I'm working out toward the end of my workout or whatever, and someone approaches me, and I kind of just brushed it off or whatever, and come to find out, like towards, I'm gonna say like 5 minutes before I was about to get out of there, they were approached by, I guess, I don't know if it was a husband or whatever. I was like, just look at it. I already knew it. It was another one of them, what I call them little gym skanks that's always trying to walk up. They always had an eyeball out looking for their next freaking target. And I was just like, yo, bro, man, I'm gonna let it ride.
They're not gonna say it to you overtly. Like they're not gonna be.
But the reason why I was saying that, my bad, is bring it back full circle. That guy, I don't know. It could have been somebody that she was training, which I highly doubt it. But that guy has no idea who he's messing with. If that is his girlfriend, his wife, or somebody he's just sleeping with, or whatever the case may be, you have no idea what your chick is up to, fam. That fella, that guy is sleeping with the enemy. But again, Philip, you pay attention, you keep your eyeballs open, and you observe. you have somebody that have wandering eyes or whatever, you need to get away from them. And I put another post out earlier about, matter of fact, I'm gonna bring it up
Be
in a second.
absolutely transparent. There's people that's in your household that's jealous of you. Don't you know with some spouses that's jealous of the very person that they lay next to? They
Yes.
jealous of the attention, they jealous of the success, they jealous of the fact that you are going into a place and they can't take your place and they have to play their role in order for them to go on that journey with you. So they don't necessarily say anything to you because they don't want to mess up what it is that they got going on, but they've grown to have some discontent and some hate in their heart for you because they jealous of you, even though they laying next to you every day and they may even be having sex with you.
That blew my freaking mind, man. And that's actually somewhat speaking to another story that I have, and I'm not gonna necessarily get into that. But it was a post that I put up earlier today. It was like comedian Corey Holcomb says, no man should be with a woman who doesn't listen to his authority. You cannot protect a woman who does not listen. Most of the time when I'm putting these posts and stuff out there, I ain't gonna lie, I be fishing, y'all. I be wanting to see who the heck in the audience has the wrong type of mindset. But I guess we done kind of like we done clean house, man. We done clean house. We done made a lot of people feel uncomfortable, which I do not go on social media. I don't really post necessarily for the people that are going to disagree. I prefer to hear both sides of the spectrum because I want to hopefully provide some clarity behind, what I post, and we can get into I'll say a debate. I don't like to say argument, but we can get into a debate on whatever, the topic is or whatnot. But I just thought that it was very, very interesting that well, not even most, every single last young lady that liked and comment was completely agreeing with everything. I was like, oh, all right. So y'all understand. So why in the world don't y'all got a man on y'all side? Which I was kind of curious. It's like you understand, you got the knowledge because most of them they claim that they're in college or whatever, they got degrees and whatnot, what have you. Why in the world don't most of y'all have the thing that most of y'all want? You got the knowledge. You got the knowledge behind that thing. Now, if you want like a certain type of job, you do everything in your power to get that, right? You want a certain apartment, you want a car, you want a house. You do everything in your power to get that. You do your research, you study, you're nice and you're kind to the people that you need to be nice and kind to in order to level up or get to where you need to be. But when it comes to a man, most of y'all say that y'all know exactly what it is that y'all want, but y'all don't. I don't get that. I really don't.
They may even be having sex with you when they are your enemy. Don't you know that there are people that lay down next to you and have sex with you? May not even be your spouse. Don't you know that it's somebody that's in a relationship with you right now?
That's crazy, man. I'm curious, right? I think those people are the lowest of the low. If you don't like somebody, let's keep it a band. If you don't like somebody, or you have some type of dislike for that person, you have envy towards a person that you're sleeping with. Like, what the freak, bro? Like what are you doing? I really don't get that. I honestly don't understand that, man. You're envy of a person that you're laying down with every night, that you're in a relationship with, that you're married to. You got envy or you got some type of ill will toward that person. Y'all got life effed up for real. Like y'all, those people you got to be messed up in the head thinking like that and moving like that. Again, this is something I would never fully understand because I can't get with it.
Think about it. If we had hindsight and our ability to be able to see who was going to put you on child support, You would then be able to reverse that decision and say, no, she was my enemy, but I had a child with her. She wasn't your enemy, or you at least you didn't think she was your enemy when you was having sex with her, though.
Cap, most, I ain't gonna say most. There's a lot of guys out there that know they sleeping with the enemy. There's a lot of guys out there that look past that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, she the enemy. You know, he end up busting her down, and they end up having a child together. She end up whatever. Man, child support ain't stopped nothing. Child support ain't them motherfuckers don't care, dog. Gonna bust her down any doggone way. Go on about his business.
It's somebody that's gonna take half your stuff. It's somebody that's gonna.
Now, to those guys, again, if you found a certain level of success and you make a certain amount of money, you know, you got some real life assets. Let's keep it a band, right? I mean, of course, we do see certain people that's in the NBA and the entertainment industry, which is a very small percentage of successful people, very small percentage. Because on the basketball team, what is it, like 13 people on a roster, something like that. And most of them not even millionaires. Then you got football with 22 starters, and the rest of them guys sitting on the bench. It might be 50. It's a small percentage of those men out there that actually have money, that actually have assets. So when you talk about taking half, most of the time, these women are out here getting pregnant by guys that don't necessarily got it like that. So the child support and stuff that they getting is like $25 a month. It ain't, when you talk about half of something, most women are not really getting all that money, or even if it's on the opposite end, the guy. Most of the guys out here that are single father, they're not really getting bread like that.
Cheat on you. It's somebody that's gonna do you dirty. It's somebody that's gonna play you. It's somebody from your past that you thought was your friend is gonna come out and try to do you dirty and try to tell all of your business when you become successful.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that has and never will happen. I don't let anybody get that close. Honestly, ain't gonna happen.
And you called them a friend, but was they ever really a friend when they was really an enemy? Because if you knew what they was gonna do in the future, would you have still called them a friend? Think about it. When I give y'all game on what success is supposed to be when it comes to relationships, for example, I teach not to vet for what it is that you are, but vet for where it is that you going, because everybody ain't gonna deserve to be on that same pathway with you. One of the
That boy done unlocked a new character out there. Listen to what he's saying.
The biggest problems with men that become successful is that they pick based off of where they at instead of where it is that they going. And so the person is not willing to work or be able to be the version that they need to be in order for him to continue to propel himself and be on his purpose. And then she becomes the purpose because she's the distraction for what he's supposed to be doing.
Bam. It goes back to what I often talk about, right? Men, I don't think, this is just my personal belief, I don't think that no man's purpose should ever be a woman. All right? If your purpose is a woman, then I believe you are lost. Even if that's his wife, yes. Even if that is his wife, I don't think that that woman should be his purpose. You follow your purpose. Are you following your wife? I'm just curious, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But when I think about your purpose, when I think about my purpose, it's something that I want to get up and I want to do each and every day. I walked into that. It's something that I every time I'm going to sleep, I'm like, yo, I only want about 4 hours of sleep. I want to get up and I want to get after it. I ain't gonna cap. There's been a lot of times where you know your boy might oversleep or whatnot. But how can you lead someone when you're not 1,000% sure where the hell you are going? And I think that those men that think that their woman, their wife is their purpose are men that are lost. I don't think that those guys are leaders at all. Again, just my personal belief. I do believe, again, men and women are not the same. I do believe that a woman's purpose in life should be her man if she doesn't want to get married, should be her husband if she does want to get married. And you can call it a partner, lifetime partner, whatever. I mean, I'm definitely not rocking with it. But that guy or that young lady is basically looking for a man that's going to lead, and she's going to align herself and follow. And I think that she should follow and align herself in every area of that man's life, whatever that may be. And I know it can be looked at as a joke, right? That coming to America, what that young lady saying, whatever you like, it could be a joke, right? Most people probably think it's a joke, but honestly, I believe that's somewhat how women are supposed to be. Those experiences and stuff that women have outside of a man, their husband, their boyfriend, whatever, I think that those women are lost. This is just my own personal belief, man. I'm gonna give a little spiel. I think we got a little question down below. I'm gonna answer that after the live stream, or after we finish with what we're going over this video. But yeah, I think that a woman's purpose is to align herself with the right man, the leader. And when a young lady becomes that wife, becomes or aligns herself with that man, I think that is when her life really should start. So you want to make sure that you align yourself with the right type of guy. So if you're a young lady that, I mean, now it should be a lot easier now because we don't have arranged marriages. You can actually go out there and approach any man on this earth. Hopefully he's not married, he's not in a relationship, he's a heterosexual male. And if you want a successful guy or whatever, I don't care what your preference is. If you want a guy to be 6 foot, making over 6 figures, with everybody know what that last part is. Got his stuff together, don't have children, all of that. Okay, cool. Yes, go after that. But you got to understand this. Those men that are successful are looking for certain type of women. And if you don't fit or you don't meet that criteria, don't be upset when they look over your butt. But there are ways that you can work on yourself to attract and keep the attention of those type of men. But we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get to it.
That's why I say don't focus on women, focus on your purpose. And then God even set it up to where she's a helpmeet, not what it is that he's supposed to pedestalize. Anything that you pedestalize, if you worship in a woman, she becomes your God. Y'all not hearing me. Y'all not hearing me. If you worship anything before what it is that you're supposed to be doing, that's your God.
God first, your purpose next, and then family. Well, no, my bad. God first, then you. All right? You come right after God. And then your purpose. Because you got to make sure you're taking care of yourself first and foremost. You got to make sure you're taking care of yourself. Your purpose comes after that, and then family and everything else follows. Stop chasing.
So when you get out of purpose and we see these people saying that they want a partner instead of I want a husband, or
yeah, he's talking mainly about those women that say that they want a partner. They don't technically want a husband. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You hear that from a young lady, I think that most men, y'all should run. You should run for the mother loving hills. I think there are a lot of red flags that a lot of people give today, and I think that a lot of people choose to ignore those red flags, if we being completely honest. But yeah, your purpose should not be a woman, fellas. You should not be chasing a young lady. I don't think that's not what leaders do. Now, if you look back in history, the reason why most men fall off of that throne is because of not just women, but that thing that they got between their legs or whatever. You got to be careful. It's important that you have discipline, all right? And even if you didn't have it at a certain time, it is never too late to practice discipline.
I'm looking for a wife. What happens is they step
Let me show you how we do stuff around here.
So the next thing he's talking about is those guys that say that they're looking for a wife. Again, the woman that you're supposed to be with is going to align herself with you. You just got to make sure that you got your ish together, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. You're looking your best, you're smelling your best, everything is on point. You're basically getting yourself together. And hopefully the woman that you're supposed to be with should technically be in those circles that you're starting to be around, not in those circles that you used to be in. But if you are a successful man, it's a lot of guys that have became successful, but when it's time to get a young lady, they go back to their hood. Like, I understand, I feel you, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to, not trying to act brand new when you level up or whatever, but most of those women are not looking out for your best interest, fam. Jonathan Majors is a perfect example of that. Like, fam, you got what that. Well, I mean, technically, she was an extra, from what I heard. She was an extra on one of the movie sets, but you should have been able to tell through having certain conversations. Hopefully, he had those uncomfortable conversations with her early on, man. I think he would have been able to tell that this is not the young lady that I'm trying to make. I don't know if he wants to be married or whatever, but if you're trying to level up and you're trying to get to a certain level of success, fam, I'm pretty sure that young lady has shown you time after time why she is not that young lady that's going to be there when you honestly need her, right? Be that. What did he say? He was one Malcolm X, not Malcolm X, but Martin Luther King's wife, Coretta Scott King, and Michelle Obama. Those women will never, certain women will never fit that criteria, no matter what they freaking do. They for the streets, man. You just got to leave them there, and you got to accept it.
And then they align themselves and trauma bond with the enemy instead of aligning themselves with the person that's supposed to align with them when they going on this pathway to success. When you vet, you not vetting for where you going, you vetting for where you at. It is difficult for you because then you start to do things based off of her satisfaction instead of her being a help me and then being the recipient of your greatness based off of where it is that you're going. There's a blueprint for success, but you don't want to hear me though, because you're so busy trying to debate me based off of the fact that you don't like me instead of whether or not it's actually true or not. There's a blueprint for success.
I agree with that too.
Husbands.
My bad. I agree with that. I do believe that there is definitely a blueprint for success. A lot of people say just because this person did it, don't mean I disagree. You can literally look at and put certain things in play. Now, again, you're probably not going to follow that thing to a T because there's always going to be certain circumstances and certain things that you're going to have to tweak yourself so that it works for you. But it's plenty of people that have followed an outline or a template behind what somebody did before them, and they have used that to help them level up in life. There's plenty of YouTube channels. There's plenty of TikToks. There's plenty of people out there that have did that exact thing, and now, as a result of that, they're literally making thousands of dollars per month off of what that other person did. It may not be, or they may not make as much money as that person, but they were still able to level up and maybe even quit their job because, they use that blueprint.
One of the most disappointing things that I hear in society today. Give me a second. Let me cook for a minute. One of the most disappointing things that I see in society today is people say, well, who gonna take care of you when you get old? That's not your child's responsibility.
Right.
You didn't have a child so that they can be your slave. You had a child so that you can then nurture them, and then hopefully they can become greater than you, not for you to be a burden on their life. So when I see people then make themselves
Take the training wheels off, man. Talk about that all the time, even when I'm training, people or whatever. The goal is not to always be that crutch for you. The goal is to get you to the point where you understand every exercise inside of this gym or whatever. And of course, hopefully you meet whatever goal you set out. But really the goal is just to educate you on what's going on in the gym. So first and foremost, that you don't hurt yourself. You understand and you know the basics, right? And you want to make sure that you take your time and you learn those things. So when it is time to take those training wheels off, you'll be able to do so. And you're going to be doing it in a controlled environment first. Again, the same thing can be applied when it comes to children. All right. In a controlled environment, I want to see you go out there, bump into the wall a few times. You're going to fail. I'm going to allow you to fail in a controlled environment. That's what you want to do. And then slowly but surely, you take those training wheels off. And the first time they may fall 5 times. The second time when they get back on that bike, they may fall 3. Eventually, they're going to be able to ride that bike and they won't need you. The same thing goes across the board when it comes to life. If you look at that child when they get to about 16, 17, and they still need you for every freaking thing, you have failed. Same thing applies to the trainers. If you have been training somebody for, I don't know how many plus doggone years, and they still don't have any knowledge about the gym, any knowledge about exercises, they still go inside the gym and they're clueless. Either one or two things. Either you have a incompetent student, or you have not did your job. And if that's the case, if you have one of those people that's I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not in the babysitting business, fam. If I feel like I got to babysit you, I promise you this will be short lived. That's across the freaking board. I don't have the patience for it, right? And it's not necessarily even about. It's more about effort, right? It's about effort. Again, I don't expect you to be able to do everything 1,000%, but I do want to see some effort being applied in that. When it comes to students, when it comes to kids, when it comes to family members, regardless of what we are doing, I want to see that you're giving your absolute best. You're listening more than you're speaking. Again, if you're trying to learn, you're trying to, allow me to help you. This is how things need to go.
A mama wife to a son husband, that then becomes your enemy. Whether you like it or not, it's the truth. Anybody that is throwing you off your pathway for what success is supposed to look like, so that you can then pour into and make sure that you're leaving this earth in a better space had you not been here, is your enemy. Anything that is standing in your way is your enemy. Your mother, your father. If they love you, they're going to let you go and do what you're supposed to do. They're going to enable you in order to continue to be successful, not prevent you from getting to where you're supposed to be at in your destination, so they can feel good about it.
And listen, I know a lot of. I'm probably gonna have some smoke about what I'm about to say, but I'm curious, right? Because you have, speaking about enemies, right, and speaking about messages like this, you have a lot of people that will misinterpret it, misinterpret what this guy is saying, what the pastor is saying, what the preacher is saying, what the teacher is saying, and they go and they make some of the worst freaking decisions of their lives, right? Most people will hear something like this and they automatically think that the other person is the enemy. What if it's you? The people that's hearing this right now, you probably have in mind it might be that person. What if it's you? What if the person that's pointing the blame at that other person right now is actually the person that's in the freaking mirror? What if you are the enemy? Not just in their lives, but in your own life. Oh Lord. You didn't think about that, did you? And I see this across the board as well, right? You got so many people out there that have made some of the worst freaking decisions of their life because they have misinterpreted what a teacher has told them, what uh, one of those people, a therapist has told them, a mentor has told them. You misinterpret it and you make the worst decision of your life. And you go and do something that you're going to regret for the rest of your life. And now you're stuck in that doggone tailwind of things. And it's so crazy because, again, I see this, I have seen this in real time. And I'm not saying this to poke fun at anybody. Y'all can't see my face, but I'm being completely honest and I'm being completely serious right now. Certain people that have taken advice the wrong way, or they take bad advice and they make a long-term decision in a short amount of time, didn't think it through or whatever, they just jumped and acted on it. And depression, have literally been in a state of freaking depression for months, maybe even years, because of that decision that they made. Then gained 30, 40 freaking pounds, depressed because of a decision that they made based on either bad information or they took things the wrong, whatever the case may be, man. You have to be careful about the decisions that you're making. And oftentimes, we oftentimes want to cut other people out of our life. But when in reality, you're the actual cancer. It's you. The person in the mirror is the person that need to be doing the work on themselves. But you want to look out at everybody else and blame everybody else and think that everybody else is the enemy when it's actually you. Y'all don't hear me. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that's when they tune out right there.
That's your enemy. Anything and anyone,
Even you.
that is in your way,
Even you.
they have to be
your own way.
moved. They have to be moved. It's a lot of people that came into this game with me. It's a lot of content creators that leapfrog off of our shoulders in order to continue to launch their own platforms. A lot of them ain't here no more. If it was up to them, they would have stopped us, me and you, because this is our thing. They would have stopped us from continuing to elevate. And so at some point, come on, I need you to read between the lines here. At some point, you have to divest yourself from the thing that you used to do so that you can continue to elevate and go where it is that you're supposed to be. I can't let anybody, you can't let anybody slow your growth, slow what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And so at some point and on a regular basis, I need y'all to do one thing: take inventory of where you at and inventory of who's around you, and then look at the pathway by which you're supposed to travel and make an informed decision on whether or not you want to continue that relationship. And it ain't meaning that it's something wrong.
And listen, I agree with what he's saying, but you still have to look at yourself, because oftentimes we are what we attract. And you need to be able to look in the mirror before you look outward. Seriously, you really need to look in the mirror and evaluate yourself first and make sure, am I doing everything that it is that I should be doing? Am I trying to better myself mentally, physically, financially, and emotionally first and foremost before I start looking and pointing the blame at everybody else? Am I doing the work? And if you are not doing the work, then before you start to point the blame at anybody, you need to start there. That's where that stuff needs to start home. It needs to start at the crib. You need to start at the ground level. That mindset. I want to get better. I want to be better. Not just for other people, but for myself. I want to make sure that I'm doing the things that I need to do to get better. And those people around me, That's the next step. All right. After you have started on that doggone journey, that's the next step. Have a conversation with those people around you. And those other people, they gonna see how you moving. They will see the change. And if they themselves don't want to change, then you know what you need to do. The first step is not the second. Most of y'all want to skip that first step. You want to skip over you because it can't be you. You can't be the enemy. There's no way in the world it's that person in the mirror. Ain't nothing wrong with that person in the mirror. I'm perfect. But when you look at your life, you continue to fail and you continue to stumble and you're getting nowhere fast because you are in your own way. There's been plenty of people that have honestly came into your life that have honestly probably could have benefited your life for the better. The enemy was not them. The enemy is you. The problem is you. You need to fix you. You need to work on you. You getting in your own way.
With them, it just means that y'all growing in two different directions. And if they try to stop you, they then become your enemy. Now, that don't mean that you need to do something against them, but what it means is you need to maybe cut them off or move completely differently because everybody not meant to go on the same path as you. The road to success is narrow. Everybody ain't gonna come.
Facts.
There's people that you met in high school that's gonna be with you for the rest of your life, and there's some that you was with that ain't gonna be there no more. You don't owe nobody nothing. As you go into this holiday season, recognize and realize what your purpose is and then move accordingly. You have a purpose. You have a destination that you're supposed to get to before you get the end of your time on this earth. Meet it. Meet the expectation.
These CEOs started with nothing.
Let me tell you something. Let that man cook, man. Let that man cook.
Hit every number. Be outstanding. Exceed expectations. Make the money, be successful, have a good time while doing it, enjoy people while they're there, but don't take too much stock in it because you have a purpose to be successful at. And I'm telling you, real men understand that you got to do what you don't do. The measure of a man, remember this, if you don't remember anything that I told you today.
Hold on, before he get into that, I want to go back a few seconds.
Too much stock in it because you have a purpose to be successful at.
Basically what he was saying was you got to enjoy the moment, even if it's short-lived. Men understand this. Listen, I came here for a good time, not a long time. If this is what it is, then I respect it. Then I'm willing to rock with it, and I accept it for exactly what it is. You know, no fault, no ill will towards, the person, but we've seen this thing coming a mile away. I already know who you were, what you were about, this, that, and the third, or whatever, and I respect it. And I think that oftentimes, guys, I'm calling y'all out, y'all getting y'all doggone feelings, but you knew deep down what it was. You just chose to allow that thing to get to you, even though most men think logic. Most men look at the bigger picture and they see what it is. But you don't allow that thing to get to you. You don't allow that thing to interrupt your peace. Allow that thing to get in the way of your purpose, get in the way of your grind. And a lot of y'all continue to fumble and stumble because of one situation that happened a month, a year, a few weeks ago, or whatever. Bad moments are just bad moments, fam. You live, you learn. Get over that mess, move on, and do what you need to do. Enjoy the moment. Like, just because, again, y'all two are not rocking with each other, just because, that business partnership is not there anymore, even though you maybe have made a buttload of money together, whatever. Like, accept it for what it was, man. Hopefully you did what you were supposed to do during that time. Use that money and invest it in other resources or whatever to help you level up. If you didn't, that's on you. That ain't got nothing to do with that person. Same thing goes for relationships. I don't understand why people are so bitter about old relationships and old friendships. Did you not have a good time when you were with those people? Like, even if it's just a friend, Did y'all not have a good time when y'all were going out partying or whatever? If you did, then okay, that's what it is. All right. Even if you ended on bad terms, hey, we can't control everything. I mean, you can control you. Like, hey, like if you feel a certain type of way, then that's on you. But it ain't gonna never be like that over here. These people are the successful people. They don't allow things like that to stop their grind. They don't allow things like that to continue to affect their happiness and how they go about living their day-to-day life. I don't get why the heck people move like that. Why people move like that and they wonder why they continue to be unhappy, unsuccessful, and y'all continue to get in situations with some of the worst freaking people. Oftentimes, a lot of y'all set yourselves up. Again, most of y'all are y'all own enemy. And you end up turning your back on the people that you should have been trying to stay close to.
And I'm telling you, real men understand that you got to do what you don't do. The measure of a man, remember this, if you don't remember anything that I told you today before we get into the show, the true measure of a man is doing what he don't want to do when he don't want to do it. I love you, but I got to let you go.
And even if it's work, listen, he's talking about a person right now. I love you, but I got to let you go. When it come to work, 5 o'clock in the morning, man, I don't want to get up at no dang on 4. I got to be there. What time? I got to work 12, 13, 16 hours. But I don't like to say real man, but men that understand it's just got to be done, fam. And complaining is going to do what? Absolutely nothing. It's going to F up your doggone head. You got to start looking at the positive in things, man. So many freaking negative people out there. Complain and cry and moan and groan about every freaking thing. You complain about everything in life.
I love you, but I got to let you go. The one that stay at the company for 30 years is the one that get laid off before they get their pension.
Facts.
The one that stay at the company for 30 years is the one that get laid off before they get their pension. The ones that's remembered, the ones that's successful, leverage the information, they move on, they take whatever it is that they can take, they build great relationships, and then they go on to the next thing. I'm not looking in my past in order to go to the companies that I used to work for. I'm never going backwards. I'm never going back. I don't want to go back and fix up the hood. If the hood ain't serving me like I served it, then I have to move on. You don't owe nobody nothing.
Nope. I'm definitely one of them doggone people. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what they say about me. I don't give a damn what they think about me. Listen, I'm in my doggone bubble. As long as you don't get too close, we good, fam. You can say whatever you want to say. Because in my bubble, the people that I have around me, the emails, the comments, the inbox messages, and things that I get on a daily or I'm going to say a weekly basis, when you hear people in your family tell you how proud you are or how proud they are of you, when I'm walking around in a freaking library in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and I got guys coming up to me, shaking my hand like, hey, bro, keep doing what you're doing. Like stuff like that. Why the heck would I allow anybody else on the outside control the narrative? Why would I allow them to mess up what I got going on over here? I am in bliss right now. And you got to stop putting so much focus on the freaking negative, man. On those type of people.
I don't have to go back and try to find out what an ex was doing. That's why they call her an ex, because I'm getting rid of her. I don't have to go and figure out what it is that you got going on in your life because you was one of the ones that I grew up with. I ain't that curious. I don't even want that to be in my algorithm. Forward and up. Forward and up. You can't go forward while looking at the rear view. You got to let that go. The past is the past. Ask for forgiveness, make things right, and then you move forward. Don't let nobody in your family this holiday season If you don't feel as though you need to go, then don't go. If you don't want to be around certain people, then don't be around them. You make sure you stay focusing on the pathway and you don't slow down for nobody and no one. You run it up and you be successful and you run up them numbers. Flat out. If you needed any confirmation as to what it is that you're supposed to be doing, if you were in question and you was trying to figure out what you're supposed to be doing going into 2024, this is your pathway. You know where you're supposed to be. Set the destination, milestone it out, make sure you hold yourself accountable, get with the people that you're supposed to get with. Link to the Patreon is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat, and meet the expectation. Matter of fact, exceed the expectation. Nothing and nobody is supposed to be stopping you. Look around. It's over.
Hey, y'all, we're gonna cook. I'm gonna get into the questions and the comments in just a second. This only got like a minute.
1,700 people that's on this live stream right now and growing.
1,700.
Guess what? In 2024, on December 3rd, December 4th, 2024, it's gonna be some people that fall the fuck off, and it's gonna be some people that's still riding with us.
Yep.
And we're gonna be bigger, we're gonna be better, we're gonna continue to grow, God willing. It's gonna be some people here that's watching us right now that fell off. And they're gonna be hitting me up the same way that they always do and say, Anton, I had a coaching session with you. You told me what it is that I was supposed to do. I decided to do it my own way, and now I'm trying to get back into the fold.
Are we about to cook? Hold up.
Make a decision, man. Make a decision. We going up and forward. Up and forward. That's the way.
Forward.
I am not my past. I am not my neighborhood. I am not my family. I am a new creature. I plot my own path and I create my own way. I don't owe nobody nothing. I don't owe the black community nothing. I don't owe anybody nothing. The only thing I owe is who it is that I pray to when I ask for insight on what it is that I'm supposed to be doing on a regular basis. I don't owe nobody nothing.
Facts. And we're going to go ahead and end it right there, man. If you want to go check out this entire video, man, go to Anton's channel. I'll leave a link down in the description and a comment. I might comment up under it and put that thing out there. So someone asks, how should a man and a woman find their purpose? Men and women are different, man. I would prefer when people ask questions like this. I don't mind you asking questions, but make sure you put that thing separate. How should a man find his purpose? And how should a woman find her purpose? We're different. Understand that first and foremost. Stop putting those two things together. All right? It's always going to be different. How should a man find his purpose? I think that, as a young buck, I think I started cutting grass when I was about 7 or 8 years old. It's just been a constant grind since then, since I earned my first couple of dollars I was like 7, man. I may have been like 7 years old when I earned my first money outside of my family. And that honestly changed my freaking life. Earning some honest living. But I think that guys just need to get out here, just do a bunch of ish. Try a lot of different things. Don't be closed off to anything. Search, work, and I promise you do enough things, you'll figure out what that is. And the way that you're able to identify what your purpose is you cannot get enough of it. No matter what I do, how much I do, like I can stay up for 24 hours doing this thing. Go to sleep, get a little bit of rest, wake back up, and I got the same energy for the very next day. Just don't get tired of doing this thing. I believe that's how a man identifies his purpose. And I think that's how you should find your purpose, right? Just do a bunch of ish. When it comes to a woman, a young lady, I think that a woman's purpose is and will forever be finding a mate, aligning herself with her man in any and everything that he does, right? I don't give a damn if he's playing golf. If your man plays golf, then you need to figure out a way to contribute to that, a way to align with that or whatever. I don't know, pick up your golf balls for your carry. I don't know whatever that is, man. I'm not really a golf man or whatever. But you find a way to align yourself with that man in every way, shape, form, or way, shape, form, or fashion, because that's your purpose. Your purpose in life is to get with that man and y'all go out and y'all be the happiest two people that y'all can be in life. And the reason why I'm saying this, because I honestly seen this thing in real time. When I look at the happiest women on freaking earth, the most fulfilled women on earth, it's not those women out there that got those high-paying CEO jobs. They be angry at the world, mad as hell. I done went to school for all these years. Yeah, I'm able to level up. I'm able to go on vacation. I'm able to spend all this doggone money. When I look at the women that seem like they're the happiest, the biggest smile on their faces, the most fulfilled, they're wives. They're with the man that they look up to, that, you know, they understand that protects and does all those great and wonderful things for them. Those women are literally cheesing from ear to ear, and they understand that this man is my purpose. Me making sure that he is good, that nurturing, that loving side, that I believe a lot of women have honestly turned the freak off. And I think that it has a lot to do with giving themselves to too many men. They get lost in the sauce. And that's the reason why you have a lot of lost women today, because they didn't gave themselves, they done spread themselves thin to too many different guys, and they done lost their way. Or you got some women that are on edge. They close. That next body, that very next body is gonna send them over edge, and they're gonna lose themselves forever. Like you got the Korean Steffens of the world or whatnot. Those type of individuals, the superheads, have honestly lost themselves. I believe that a young lady's purpose, again, is forever going to be, always will be, a man, making sure that he is good. I did videos of these women because a lot of them always say, you know, those women are slaves. Shh. I did a video about 2-3 weeks ago. A young lady, gorgeous, drop dead. I'm talking about beautiful, inside and out. Happy to serve. She says, I serve my man. And this is not no guy that make $100,000 a year. This guy was like an electrician or something. And not no big time electrician where he goes out and earns a buttload of money. No, it's just a regular guy that probably makes anywhere from $40,000 to maybe $60,000 a year. And you have a young lady that she is more than happy to serve. She say, I serve my husband from the time that he come through that door to the time that he leaves. And while he is gone, because she is a stay-at-home wife, he's taking care of both of them. But, and we're going to get to that, taking care of the household, making sure the dishes are clean, you know, his clothes are ironed for the next day, all, like going above and beyond to make sure that he good. And when he get home, he's giving that same type of energy to her. Even though I had a long day at work, I know that I have somebody at home that loves me, you know, that's going to make sure, you know, the food is on the table. We going to have a good time. It's just them. They don't have any children. It's just them. She's like, listen, I don't go to the gym unless my husband is there. You know, I always keep that ring on. So this is going to keep off most of the guys that's going to try to talk to me, because I'm not going to the gym without him, because I'm going to the gym for him. I'm going there because I want to look good for him. Everything that she does is tied to, you know, him in some way, shape, form, or fashion. He is her purpose. And you go to her channel again. I believe the video is on a live stream. You go check that out, man. It's me talking about basically some of the happiest women on earth. It's women that have that understanding that are by far the happiest. And when you look at this thing across the board, there is nothing like a woman that has gotten older, and you have maybe the granddad and the grandma sitting there, and she has a generation of her children, her grandchildren, her great grandchildren, her husband, everybody at the same table. It is no freaking prouder moment than moments like that. You got all of your kids that are coming back, sitting at the house that they were probably raised at, and celebrating each other. And that's where generational wealth starts right there. Keeping the family together. Like you always got a place to come back to if anything goes left. Because you got me and you got your dad that have set a certain example for you, regardless of what has happened. Listen, I'm getting into it, man. I don't want to spend too much time on that question, but yeah, I believe that a woman, because I'm chilly, I'd be on that thing all day. But yeah, that's how I believe that a woman should find her purpose, and I think that her purpose is pretty much already found. She just have to align herself with the right guy. Said I agree with Anton. Facts, facts, facts. Tell us about your relationship. Oh, wait a minute, player. You know, I don't technically really like to get personal on these type of on these live streams or whatnot. You know, I like to keep my personal business personal because I just choose not to bring anybody else into what I have going on, you know, as far as my exes and stuff go. Like I made like some little quick videos or whatever about some things a while back or whatnot, man. Just getting that out there just to put that thing on Front Street because again, I do want to make sure that I'm living my life like an open book when it comes to these things. But again, certain things are just meant to be personal. But you know what? We'll get into it. So, how do you pick women? How do you pick women? Help us understand how we should pick. Okay. So I will say this. When it goes to my relationships, when it comes to the women that I have picked, I would say this. Intelligence plays a huge part in that. And that self-awareness comes along with that. And I understand that a lot of women today honestly lack self-awareness, right? A lot of them don't necessarily understand, or they don't know how to read the room, right? And I think when it comes to guys picking women, again, to bring it back to y'all full circle, you need to make sure that you have a young lady that's aware. That's self-aware, self-accountable. If I'm doing something that I know is going to piss the guy off that I'm talking to, that I'm in a relationship with, hopefully not in a marriage with, but you know, if it goes that doggone far, then I feel sorry for you. But then that needs to change. A lot of people always like to say, oh, you know, you're trying to change me. If it's a bad thing or it's going to cause conflict, then again, as a young lady, she should want to change, right? If if she wants to remain and be with that man. Now, if she want to go be with somebody else to be for the streets or whatever, then that's her. Allow her to do whatever it is that she wants to do. We're not in the convincing business. All right. At the end of the day, if somebody wants to go and do their own thing, allow them to do that. But if you're going to be around me, you're going to be in my presence, and I want to make sure that these small problems don't become big problems. So you need to fix that. All right. If you want to move forward with me, you need to fix that. And if not, then you need to start planning your doggone exit strategy. Like, all right, so I'm gonna give you the opportunity, right? If y'all have been with each other, you know, few weeks, few months, well, I ain't gonna say a few weeks, a few months, a few years or whatever, then you have to give people grace. You got to give people enough time to change. Don't just think, okay, automatically, listen, this is bothering me. You need to fix that ish or I'm out. No, I'm not, you know, I don't believe in that, so to speak, or whatnot. So to those people that are already in certain situations, then I think that yeah, you should give that person enough time to do some self-assessment and figure out again if they do want to be with you, then certain things are going to have to change. And if it's early on or if it's just now getting started, then you need to have these conversations. Be like, hey, you know, when you were doing this, when you continue to start arguments, when you continue to start debates, when you continue to do the most, like it honestly, it pisses me off, and I don't want that. I don't want this to become a bigger problem. So can you just, you know, fix this? And if you have that young lady or whatever that feels like, well, you're trying to change who I am. All right, okay, cool. Don't fix it. Continue to do what you are doing. I'm gonna respect it, but just understand I'm gonna step off. No disrespect, no ill will or whatever. Just I'm just gonna let you go on about your business. So when it comes to men picking women, you need to make sure you really court that young lady. I don't know if you guys are, or if you're asking this question because you want to be in a long-term relationship, you want to be married, or if you just looking to get with someone. But you said you're asking about relationships, so I'm assuming that you want to be in a relationship. So little things like that honestly play a big part, and you don't have to necessarily really go into every nook and cranny or whatever of every situation. What you need to do is you need to pay close attention to that person's character. You need to pay close attention to their foundations, their morals, and all of these things. That's going to tell you if you can have a future with this potential person. Because if you are dealing with someone that doesn't see any wrong in what they do and how they do things, then chances are you shouldn't be dealing with that person, because those type of people are not meant to be in a relationship. Those type of people are not meant to be with or around people for an extensive period of time. So again, you paying close attention to those things, I think that will honestly help you navigate and choose picking the right type of young lady. Again, if you're looking for a relationship or you're trying to be married and you're trying to court people correctly, those core foundations are going to help set you up for success, in my opinion. All right, I hope they help. All right, the last and final question is, when should a man find his purpose? Uh that's a loaded question. Should have probably saved that other question for last. I actually like the other question better. You did it. But when should a man find his purpose? Um Man, at 16, I guess you should be looking, man. You should be looking, trying to figure it out, what your purpose is or whatnot. But I wouldn't necessarily know uh when when a man should find his purpose. Like that's a loaded one, man. I mean, start looking for that thing as soon as possible, because most people go their whole entire lives without understanding and knowing what their purpose is. You don't want to be one of those people, but if you find it before you leave, you leave this earth or whatever, then I think you're in good shape. All right, so this is the final. All right, we got one more that just popped up. This is the final question. What if your ex want you back? How would you handle that? You don't want to know how I'm gonna handle it. But no, what if a ex want you back? How would you handle it? I'm gonna tell you this, man. I have never been dumped ever. I've never been dumped. Every single last relationship that I have had, I have left. And that's not necessarily me bragging. That's just me telling you guys that, I left a relationship, and there has never been a time that I have ever backtracked. You know what I mean? And when you say want you back, I'm guessing like being in a relationship with that person again. Not gonna happen. This is the reason why, you know, I don't necessarily do the relationship thing too often. Because how I operate, like if we're friends, we just cool, we just kicking it, you good. You're forever good. But the moment you ask, because it's never me, it's always the other person that's asking and want to be in a relationship. The moment you ask to be in a relationship, you need to understand this. Either you're trying to go that thing long term, or if it gets to that point, understand that it's a good chance that you're going to be cut off in some way, shape, form, or fashion. All right. You're gonna go your way, I'm gonna go my way. Communication is still gonna be there, like, at least I try. I will try to make sure that, if it's a healthy space, I will allow us to maintain communication. And I promise you, I'm talking about across the board. It never fails. I always have had an ex reach out afterward. Never fail. It's always some bogus BS. Hey, did I leave my such and such over there? You know damn well. What do you hit me up at this time of night? Like what do you want, man? But it never failed. They always hitting up, asking crazy. So how have you been? So you ain't even leading them. You were just trying to start a conversation, man. But again, little do they know. I mean, I'm pretty sure they get the hints because I'm a little bit more on the colder side. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I feel like that person has, an ulterior motive, right? You're not just doing this to check on me, but you're doing this because you're trying to get back in. And in most cases, that's exactly what it is. So I'm super standoffish when it comes to that because I'm not just protecting myself, but I'm protecting them as well. Because I know how I can get when it comes to dealing with an ex. I can be a little bit on the rude side, especially if things didn't end well and the communication thing got jacked up along the lines. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's never me when it comes to those things, right? Even when I have stopped the relationship in the past, again, just looking back at we can just go ahead and take it back. The last relationship, right? Me basically letting this person know, hey, even though when we first started or whatever, I was thinking that, I could potentially see something more here, right? And so that's the reason why I went ahead and approved. That sounds bad, but I went ahead and approved of this thing. Like, I'm saying, let's go ahead and just make it exclusive or whatever. But when we got into a relationship, certain things that I felt like should have been upheld, they weren't being upheld or uphold or whatever. And when I ask you what it is that you're looking for and whatnot, I don't think that we're on the same page when it comes to these things or whatever. An initial conversation, completely understandable. It wasn't any crazy nonsense going on or whatever. I don't deal with those type of women that do the most when you have a disagreement. So the reason why a lot of, we're gonna get into that, but they got that understanding and they felt some type of way about it. It's like, I'm more than willing to do whatever it is that you need to do. I'm like, yeah, I hear what you are saying, but I know deep down this person is looking for something that I'm not going to give. So I pretty much I got to set you free respectfully. And they stood around for the few days or whatever after the fact, and I guess it kind of got to them, and they end up leaving. The relationship was pretty much gone. It was still somewhat cordial, but I already understood what it was before it had even gotten to that point. But as far as anybody, including them trying to come back, not gonna happen. Never have, never will backtrack. That's just not KD. The last relationship before that, I ended that relationship on some stairs. Overheard them having a conversation with a family member, some things that, I felt like should have been handled in a different way. It wasn't handled the way that it definitely should have been handled. And I just let them know, hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and end things right here. Again, there's no ill will. Still can be cool, still can be friends or whatever. Ended it there. And I think the one before that was like my high school girlfriend. I had 2 high school girlfriends. Yeah. Taking it back. But yeah, we ended things. Now that was actually a little bit different. That was because of one of their family members was pretty much just telling me to step off. It was an older family member, and I just respected it. I was like, you know what? I hear what you're saying or whatever, and I stepped off. The other relationship was kind of like it was a bit much going on. That was like a 10th, 11th grade relationship, and it was a lot of sparks and everything going on with Every single last one never fails. I stop reaching out or whatever. Every single last one of them have either emailed, inboxed, text, or called. Never fails. Never freaking fails, man. And again, as far as me getting back, it's not gonna happen, man. Never have, never will. Like Anton said, man, your ex is your ex for a reason. And the chance of me ever doubling back is slim to none. That's why I was trying to get them to understand. Like, listen, taking this next step, it may seem like hey, this is the bomb bezel, and I do, from what I've been told, I become a million times like better in a lot of different areas. And I think most people can pretty much sense that. Most women can sense that. That's the reason why a lot of them want me to be their boyfriend. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But you need to understand what that next step, it's a lot of stuff that comes along with that, right? And if there is ever a time that we choose to separate, that's going to be a real separation. I mean, gangrene. What do you do with gangrene? You got to cut it off to a certain extent. But yeah, man, of course, they're hurt because for a few weeks, few months, or years or whatever, they got to experience the best side or whatever. But the downside to that is not one of them have honestly, and I've had 3 out of 4 of them that have admitted, no, my bad, 4 out of 4. And I actually have 2 of them wait, 3 of them saying it on camera. They have still not to this day been able to find anybody. It's not even close. And people thought I was bragging about it on the podcast. Like, fam, listen, I tell the truth. I tell the truth 1,000% of the time. They have not been able to find anybody that has honestly made them laugh and feel the way that I do, that I have made them feel. It's not even close. And again, this is not me bragging. It is what it is, fam. I don't. Now it's starting to sound bad. I wasn't gonna say I'm just that guy, but I don't know, man. I'm just authentic, right? Everything about me is 1,000% real. And when you look at most of the people that you're going to encounter, most people have an ulterior motive. Like they have a reason why they are doing what they're doing, and they're not just doing it just because that's who they are. Me, that's just who I am. If I'm doing something, it's not just because I like you or whatever. It's because that's just who I am. I just show more of that the more I get something out of you. I'm not going to say exactly what it is or whatever, because it could depend. It could just be respect. It could just be peace. It could be anything. But the more that I see, a person display certain things, the more they'll be able to see that best version of me. Because I've been there. You know what I'm saying? And again, this wasn't supposed to be a brag live stream or whatnot, but you asked the question, so I figured that I would answer them. But yeah, man, that's it, man. Honestly, fam, in most cases, I'm not gonna say all cases, and I'm not here to give any relationship advice. But when it comes to me, in most cases, I just look at it like this. If that person is your ex, they are your ex for a reason. And I've never have, never will be one of those people that look back and wish and think and be like, we're not doing that, fam. Listen, my life is bomb as it mother loving is, with or without, certain people. And I just look at it like this. I'm going to enjoy every single last day that I get on this earth. And I think that everybody else should look at it the exact same way. All right? Stop sleeping with the enemy, man. If people are not moving in the manner that you see fit or how they supposed to be moving, or you feel like they should be moving, then before you look at them, you need to evaluate yourself. All right. Am I doing the things that I need to be doing? If not, then there's some things about what I'm doing needs to change. And then we can start looking at people on the outside. All right. Because when he say beware of the enemy, that enemy very well could be you. It could be the person in the mother loving mirror. That enemy could be you. All right. Anyway, man, without further, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video right here, man. It's 12:30 in the morning. I got to get up early in the morning. We got to drive tomorrow that we got to make, man. But we don't got to make it until a little bit later. I think instead of 5, I think we don't have to be there until like, I don't know, sometime in the morning. But anyway, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all be beautiful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right. Beware of the enemy, and it could be you.